Hi, welcome to Discover UMES, and today we're here to talk about how our UMES community is like a family to us. I'm Angel, and today I'm here with
Michelle,
Gustavo,
Aisha,
Kristen,
and here's our floor director, Carmen. I know for me, UMES feels like a family because it seems like our professors and our instructors actually care. If we're having a hard time, it's not like most schools where you'll just fail or your grades will just fall. Here, it seems like they'll actually come to you and tell you what steps you can take. Or before it even gets to a point where it is bad, they'll be like, you need to get it together. For example, teachers that really stand out to me would be Mama D and Miss Bonnie Miller. Kristen, how do you feel about the school?
well, I love the fact how SGA tries everything that they can to make sure that students are always busy. They always have constant activities going on, like it's at least 4 to 5 activities a month. I like the fact that SGA does that.
well, for me, I love my department. I'm a business major, and as far as family-wise, I would say my department is like a family because they stick to their roots, like they stick to the core of the curriculum. They help us try to get our classes, in order. They help us with whatever that we need, and they also help us, get tutoring if we need to. Like, basically, this school, the reason why I came to this school is because it was a small school and our professors was going to be, working with us closely, and which I really appreciate. But as far as my department, the business department, I stand for them. I love them because they have really helped me out, especially Dr. Brown. That's like the chair of the department. Like, she holds us down, and I just hold my business department down. Like, I love them.
well, I feel good. The English department is cool, serves its purpose. And Hog Radio, that's like the best thing that's going for me right now. It's giving me a lot of stuff to put on my resume. Miss Burkle, she really nice, and for the most part, they always there for you when you need them, especially at a time of need. They always try to help you out, help you make it through whatever it is you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they call it Hog Pride, because we got a lot of that around here. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
Well, I can say for me, being a student that works, because I'm a student director in the clusters, having a social life sometimes can be hard. But as far as my college experience, it's about the people you meet too. Like, I met some really good people that I know that are going to be here for a long time. G mentioned Miss Burkle. I love that lady because I can use her for a reference. Right. I can use her for a recommendation. And she really looks out. She might be a stickler at times, but she knows when it's needed. So all in all, my college career and my college experience, I don't regret it, and I look forward to what's to come.
3, 2. I know in 2008 when we had our presidential election, the school really came together on election day. There was a party to watch and find out who was actually elected as the next president, and it was such a happy time because people who normally wouldn't talk to each other, or people who don't even know each other, everyone came together and everyone was so happy. I remember people were having a party in the street because they were so happy. The SGA, they had a watch party for us all in the SSC, so it's just like in that moment we were all together, and it just showed and solidified how much of a family we really are.
I think I never been to a homecoming before I came here. Like, I've been to like some parties at a college campus, but like going to the homecomings, going to the concerts, seeing how people react to music, which that relates a lot to me, and then seeing like the comedy shows that was just hilarious, and then people going to the little parties in the talls. It's some of the happiest moments for me.
I remember I came here in spring 2010, and it was 2008, and I was visiting my best friend and my mother for Mother's Day, and there was a student who had died in an accident, and I remember going to the memorial service, and it was one of the saddest things that I've ever experienced. But it also had me look at Umes in a different light, because me moving, to Maryland for Virginia, there's tons of different colleges to look at. And when I had saw how Umes came together, I've never seen that before. Like, it was people who didn't even know the guy that had died, and they were there and they were crying. It was so much love and so much emotion, and it was like real. It was authentic.
The most recent tragedy that this university has faced with the death of Devin Aaron Clay. I went to the vigil last week, and it was just like you said, people who didn't even know who he was, never seen him before, and it was just so many people. Like, it was so many people, and his mother spoke, and you could just feel the love. Like, even though it was a moment of tragedy, you could still feel the love that was in the atmosphere. And although we have a lot of good, times that outweigh the bad, we still have to shed light on the bad time, or not so much bad, but not the most pleasant times. Mm-hmm. But in those times that are not as pleasant, our university can come together and, shed light and be a positive staple for the family and his friends and, things of that nature. So it was good to see that they had the support and we had each other's support. So
mm-hmm. I know as an English major, it really helps, and it made my experience here at UMES much greater, because I had a teacher who was actually a news anchor, and so I was taking a TV production class, and it makes it so much better when you have someone who's actually experienced and knows what they're talking about, rather than somebody who's just
teaching from the book.
Right. And it was so great because he's actually an anchor at the local news station, Mr. Butler, and we took a field trip to the news station, and we really got to see what it was like, and all the things that we practice in class and in our studio in school. We really got to see how it works in the real world and what's the difference, and that we actually are learning these things for a reason. It's not like we're just learning them and then at the end of the semester it's not going to be worth anything. We got to see that these are things that we could actually use in real life.
Mm-hmm. We have the internship Discover UMES, we have Hawk Radio, and we've actually had Miss Burkle take us to different places at communication fairs so we can see what's out there, so we can talk to people from CNN and NPR, so we won't feel handicapped or inadequate compared to other people.
As far as my experience with my major and pertaining to my personal life, I can say that it goes hand in hand, because I work with Res Life, and you're always on the front line. Whether you're in your room or whatever, you're always on the front line, even when you don't want to be. So having that strong communications aspect to you is, is vital, because if you do this and you're not communicating with the coworker or the next person, that could be, somebody's room that they don't have, or somebody. It's just that always open line of communication.
To piggyback off of what they said, I actually recently went to the communications fair. It had to be yet a positive experience for me, because I would have never got that network with XM Radio, Viacom, different places like that need people that do audio engineering, because I'm an English major as well, and we don't have telecommunications where I could use the tools that I already know. And by going there, I just got to go to this thing called Grammy U, where I produce music, so it gave me a hands-on experience to be able to touch hands with people that produce for Wale and different, just at this one career fair. And it made me feel like going to school is important, because I don't have to go out and not go to school and do music and touch hands with these people. I got a direct connect right here in school. Had I not came to school for English, I would have never been touching hands with this man that I've been keeping in contact with for a whole week. That's going to kind of help me out and put me on where I need to be for other parts of my life. And other than that, it's just meeting great people like y'all, and pretty much it for me.
Well, as far as me, being a business student, like I said, I stand for my department, because I feel like they are so professional within everything that they do. Like, since I've been on this campus and, going to my advisor and her helping me out with scheduling classes. I also feel like these professors have prepared me like for the outside world. As far as like building my resume, like when I was in high school, we did a resume, but it wasn't as efficient as the one I've built here. And to tell you the truth, I've actually got a job on the spot at a career fair here because of my resume and the way I present myself. So, you know, from me moving out of college, going out into the real world, I feel like I could be put in any environment and I'll be able to, you know, survive there because of the experience and what I've learned from my department. And some wonderful friends here that I feel like will be in my future and will have a positive attribute upon my life. And like he was saying, you know, networking, it is like, even if you don't know whoever it may be, like it is good to get to know people because these people that's at this school are future leaders. The best I could say to any incoming freshman or anybody that's on this campus and is confused, just get your life together and have a plan. That's all I can say. Have a plan because it's really not that hard.
Because it'll be over before you know it.
Before you know it, and we're all going to be regretting.
Nah, it's like,
go back to college.
Man, it's like I came here from North Carolina, right? I never been to like, people think North Carolina is country, but I live in the city. So coming here was like, oh my God, they got cows. Dog, I ain't seen cows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see them back home, but like, I never see them. So like, my dad, he dropped me off here and just left me. Like, he literally dropped me off grass and McDonald's. I'm gonna holler at you later, and he gone. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of Maryland. I don't know what to do. Like, cause down south we call Maryland up north. So everybody, oh, he done moved up north. He doing big things, you know. And I was a freshman, and I'm out here lost. Like, man, I don't have no friends. I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to do none of that. If I hadn't came to Umes, I would have learned how to cook. I would have never met my fiance. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? I would have never met y'all. I would have never been out on my own. I'd have still been like a little hermit in the room, scared to do things. So if you're a freshman, man, get your stuff together and go out there and try new stuff, man.
And one thing that I really like about, you know, this internship is that it brings, you know, people from different works, like where you're from. And I'm from a totally different background as well. Like, I've traveled a lot, but I'm really from West Africa. And I've seen a lot. So, you know, coming to the United States, it is like a culture shock thing, too. You know, there's a lot of things I wasn't introduced to, and especially on this particular campus. But being in this group, I'm glad I got the opportunity, you know, to be sitting here with you guys because it is a great networking opportunity as well. And I've also learned a lot from each individual sitting right here. And I've learned, you know, all your professionalism.
The one thing that has stayed constant is the love felt through the faculty, staff, and students. And I know that I'm so glad that I came here because I've met so many amazing people like all of you guys.
For more Discover UMES videos, visit youtube.com/discoverumes. Until next time, see you later.